The Special Management Committee meeting. The first item here is the approval of the agenda. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move to the approval of the May 22nd, 2024 Management Committee minutes. Are there any amendments?
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Right, the motion passes. We have two non-consent business items from the standing committees. The first one is 2024-110 JT, the second quarter budget amendment, and we have Mr. Stuart McMullen.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. I'm Stuart McMullen. I'm the budget director here at the council, and with me to present the second quarter budget amendment 2024-110 JT Ed Petrie is also here and can answer any questions the committee might have. We're making changes to the 2024 operating budget in regional administration, community development, MTS, and Metro Transit, and changes to the capital budget in community development, MTS, and Metro Transit. The amendment was reviewed and passed by the Community Development Committee on June 3rd and the Transportation Committee on Monday, June 10th. First notable changes to the operating budget, first in regional administration, where we're adding $475,000 to the chair's office budget for phase 2 work on the council's cultural survey, and adding 2 FTEs to the chair's office budget. These increased expenses will be reallocated to all of the operating divisions. In Metro Transit, we're adding 15 FTEs to bus operations, primarily for safety and state of good repair work, and adding 7 FTEs to rail operations for maintenance and administration of the Green Line extension. In MTS, we're adding 1 FTE in Metro Mobility focused on customer complaint responses, and removing $7.7 million in pass-through funds that was appropriated by the legislature last year from the operating budget to the capital budget. In community development, we're moving $2 million to the HRA capital program to purchase 5 replacement properties in the Family Affordable Housing Program, and adding 1 FTE to the HRA budget for a mobility coordinator for the Community Choice Demonstration Program. Turning to the capital budget, notable changes, we're adding $59 million to the Metro Transit Authorized Capital Program, or ACP, for big bus fleet modernization, adding $44 million to the MTS ACP for small bus fleet modernization. We're adding $9 million in federal funds for the Gold Line project, and $5 million of local funding for replacement service providers in lieu of federal NTD funds. Adding $21 million of sales tax funds for a new regional fare collection system, and $2.5 million for a grant to the city of St. Paul that was funded last year by a state appropriation. The individual projects and their changes are outlined in the attached tables 9 and 11. So the motion, Mr. Chair, is that the Metropolitan Council authorizes the 2024 unified budget as amended and in accordance with the attached tables.
All right. Any questions, comments? All right.
We do a motion.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
In a second.
Second.
All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Mr. McCollum. Our next item is 2024-160 FM 14-2, expenditures for the procurement of goods and services and real estate policy version 6. Jody Jacoby and Kelly Jameson.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and committee members. I'm Jody Jacoby, Chief Procurement Officer. And I'm Kelly Jameson, Director of Real Estate. And we're here today in the business item to adopt an update to policy 14-2, the expenditures for the procurement of goods and real estate services. This is version 6. And what this update, this policy update does, and just for your background, all policies and procedures at the council go through a policy and procedure review committee with various internal stakeholders. Procedures are approved up through the regional administrator, and policies come to the committee of origin, which is why we're here before you with regional administration, asking for your approval and adoption of this policy. What this update specifically does is 2 different actions, and I'll talk about the procurement action and update, and then Kelly will talk about the real estate specific action. But the procurement specific action is essentially an administrative cleanup, and this aligns with the council action that was taken back in 2022 through business item 2022-251, where we increased the construction and design build contract authority from $2.5 million to $10 million. And what that action allowed was much more streamlined execution from bid submittal to contract execution. And since this time, we've seen this impact of the business item really significantly reduce the days from the notice to proceed, or from the bid submittal to the notice to proceed, with moving forward with contract execution quicker, which has had a number of really positive impacts, not only with securing pricing and being able to order supplies and get the schedule agreed to quicker, but also it's been good for everyone. It's been great for our contractors, really helpful for the many subs working on construction projects, many of them DBEs and MCUB vendors. Definitely good for the business unit to get the work moving faster, and also for staff in procurement being able to finish some of these projects and then move on to the next project. Projects that have needed council approval that were greater than $10 million have seen timeframes of 111 days, if you're interested in the data. And then projects without council approval, and this is from the advertisement to the execution, were 85 days. So in essence, increasing the signature authority has saved us about 26 days. And there were 13 specific projects that were impacted. Now I'll have Kelly talk about the real estate.
Yeah, thank you, Chair and members of the committee. And so really with this real estate policy, a lot of this is just clarifying some of the things that we were already doing, but making it more clear for the business units to understand when does a property acquisition need to go to council. The general rule on that is that it goes to the council anytime the acquisition is over $1 million. And so kind of clarifying if that's an initial offer, settlements over $1 million. The one change that this policy addresses, if the initial offer is under $1 million, so say 800,000, it wouldn't need to go to council, the regional administrator could approve that. And then in settlement, we settle for less than 500,000. That would be something that would be handled by the regional administrator, not brought to council. It would only go to council if the settlement of an offer under 1 million exceeds 500,000. Which just helps with the property acquisition process and streamlining projects and everything else. The other thing that's in here, and there's a lot in the boxes in the policy, but again, it's just meant to be clarifying so everything is clear, is that once a property is in condemnation, that it's been filed for condemnation, it is handled by the Office of General Counsel and it doesn't go to council any longer, it's handled by attorneys, and that's part of bylaws. I'm happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, our recommendation is to ask that the, I was gonna read it, but better for eyes. That the Metropolitan Council adopt policy 14-2 expenditures for the procurement and goods of services and the real estate policy version 6.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Councilmember Barton.
I just want to say thank you for attaching the red line because having looked at the policies and different things for this before, that this is very nice to be able to actually see what's changed. So thank you.
Other comments or questions? All right, seeing none, can I get a motion to move?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I think we have a record management committee meeting.
Good job. Efficiency, Mr. Chair.
Seeing no other business, we are adjourned.